Do you want to go over just quick thoughts like about the season as a whole, what we think so far?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So just for context, we're starting this recording before the finale. Act 2 ended 2 nights ago, I think. So we don't really know where this ends up all leading. I think this season is like a particular type of bad, to which I'm kind of shocked at the way people are treating it. Like Stranger Things has never really been great to me. I think season one is great, but after that, it just slowly starts to go downhill. But just watching the general public turn on it so quickly after Act Two has been insane because I've just been getting so much shit for years for kind of complaining about small things about the show. And now to see everyone just like be okay with nitpicking and going over like, oh, this doesn't work because this, I'm like, holy shit, like, what is happening?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Absolutely loved season one. It was so much better than it had any right to be. I really wish the show had just kind of ended there. And yeah, I even like
Mhm.
season four. I know a lot of people were happy with it, and even people who were bummed by seasons two and three were like, "Oh, it's a return to form. Like it's one of the best seasons." It's like it still doesn't hold a candle to season one, and I still had a lot of issues with it. Someone made, I don't remember the name, but someone made a really good video breaking down like season four and like why Eddie should have been replaced like with Steve and such, and just kind of it does a really good job of like explaining where a lot of the depth came from for the characters in season one and how they could have paid it off better in those later seasons. And I think for anyone who thinks season four is still like really good, you could probably check that video out and it might change your mind.
Yeah, I think there's still fun to be had in season four. I think there's enjoyable moments. And I think they did pull it back to a better state at times. For me personally, I think season two is actually severely overhated. Like the general Stranger Things public views it as like the black sheep of the whole story. I think season two is miles better than season three, and I think it's like near season four in terms of where I would rank them. I might honestly say that I like season two better than season four, to be honest. Yeah, but then this season, like one thing we're definitely going to note as we move forward is there are all of the little issues that Stranger Things has suffered from over the last decade that people have kind of just glanced over and been like, it's Stranger Things, like it's not that serious, like just have fun and enjoy your time. I think they all build up, and that's why specifically Act Two is just catastrophic because they've just like hit this wall where they're screwed. I really don't see the finale like sticking the landing at all, and that's just my guess.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're gonna make everything tie together nicely in one last episode. Is it gonna be like 2 hours or something? I'm sure it'll be
I
longer.
heard that it's supposed to be like 218.
I still don't know if that's enough
I heard
time.
218. It's not. There are. I mean, they have like over 20 characters now, more that
It's
all
so
have
bloated.
arcs that are just not satisfactory. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, we'll get to all this when we eventually get to that part in each episode. But when we get to the final episode, and we're just looking at how many people are going into this final battle. I'm just like, oh man, like we're in for a showdown. That's for sure.
It's funny
I
to me
can't.
that like Murray
You
is
know,
still there. Like we
dude.
just
Yeah.
like once a character
He's
just enters the gang, they're just there forever unless they get killed.
Yeah, but not Enzo. Like Enzo from season four, that Russian dude who like helped them escape.
True.
He's not in season five,
Oh
so I
yeah,
get.
and Jonathan's like stoner buddy got disappeared too.
Yeah, yeah. He got disappeared because people didn't like him. But I don't know. I think it's just I've had people asking me, and of course I'm going to reference this throughout the video, like Game of Thrones. People are comparing this to like the downfall of season eight, but I
Mm.
have never seen, at least in my media experience, people get so negative about a final season that was beloved so fast. Like with Game of Thrones, people were mad, but a large part of the community was in denial for like a long time. And then after like a few months, people started really being like, "Oh yeah, this is just shit." With Arcane season two, which I mean I would say is bad. I know you agree. The general public still thinks that season two is a good season, but I woke up like the day after Christmas, and I was expecting for people just to shit on what I was gonna have to say about Stranger Things. I was like, here we go, another take that I'm gonna have to get death threats for because people aren't gonna be happy. And I was just met with overwhelming agreement, like, yeah, these episodes sucked. I just, wow, I can't believe the trajectory that this season has taken so far.
It is surprising. It usually takes it takes people a lot longer to come around. I wonder if it's like the time element. I didn't really have my finger on the pulse, but like I can't imagine people were happy about like the way Attack on Titan ended. And we've talked about that before, how these shows kind of have the similar like goofy release schedule where it took longer and longer every single time for something to release. And I wonder if just having years to sit on it and like revisit those seasons like made it easier for people to realize like it's gone downhill.
Yeah, I think it's just also the expectation is so high, and it as it should be. And we're gonna get into this as we go, but there are some issues, like, and not even talking writing issues, just continuity issues, timeline issues, things occurring that just shouldn't be occurring. And it's just like you were the biggest show, like not ever, but you're up there. Like Stranger Things is a top five show all time in terms of popularity and like the way it's reached the masses. And the fact that like this is a spoiler, I guess, but Holly Wheeler is wearing an Under Armour shirt in 1983 when it doesn't come out like in the real world till 1991. Like, how do you make that kind of mistake when you're taking 3 years, 4 years between each season, and you have like hundreds of people going through and making sure that everyone works? It just, I don't know how that slips through. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a lack of care on whoever's job it was to do it. Or sometimes even just the actors mess up and they don't want to fix the scene in post. I know with Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, there was a time when what's his name? The guy who he played Bob in Stranger Things. Why can't I think of his, it's
Sam?
Samwise Gamgee, but I can't think of the actor's name. I know his name. It's driving me crazy. Rudy, I don't know his name.
I'll get it.
Okay. Sorry, why did I bring him up? My bad.
Some sort of like Sean Austin, by the way.
Sean Austin. Okay, thank you.
Some sort
Why?
of continuity issue, like he was wearing something that he shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, yeah. In Lord of the Rings, he had a scene like the Grey Havens. They had already redone it once because something got messed up, and he was the reason that they had to do it a third time because he was wearing like the wrong undershirt, and they only caught it after the fact. And I wonder if it's just something like that
Yeah,
where I'm sure they caught it and they're just it's probably like the Starbucks cup in like Game of Thrones. They're just like, who cares? And then everyone cared.
yeah. Well, we can cover it more when we get there, but it's just an overall. I think all these little issues that are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. They build up over time, and I think it's just melted and like lobotomized the fandom. They're just done.
I'm gonna
But
ask
I guess
because
with all that being
I
said,
I already kind of know the answer. I am curious though. What's the bright spot of the season? I already know the answer, but to you, what is the bright spot of this season?
okay, as far as like best scene, I think Steve and Dustin's dynamic in the second act is so just randomly amazing.
Hmm.
It's just it's truly I'll have so much to say when we get to the scenes, but their scenes are like magnificent. I would go as far as to say that they are some of the best scenes in the entire show,
Yep.
and they're just surrounded by like this pit of nothingness. And I promise I have so much to say, but I'm gonna save it for that. And I think the will reveal is cool, but they haven't done anything with it since. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that because I think it's a little backwards. Yeah, we'll get into it though.
But I guess I'm ready to go if you're ready.
Hell yeah, let's get into it. All right, we're at two times speed. How do we feel about this? We start in season one.
This is just straight retconning. I mean, they could have made it work, and I think it's fine for now. I don't think it lines up in the timeline. I also think it's funny how Will is just such a badass in this opening, and how he's just not when we get back to, like, I guess him in the just regular world. But I don't have any real problem with it. How about you?
Okay. I was gonna say this was literally what prompted me to go back and watch all of season one. Because I got to the part where the Demogorgon grabbed him, and I was like, wait a minute, that didn't happen. Like Will didn't get caught. And then I rewatched season one. I was like, oh, this actually lines up really well. So this is like how the start of like the last episode happens. Like Will is away from the Demogorgon and hiding successfully for most of the season, but he is found by the Demogorgon like in basically this exact same scene, and then he's chased, and then the next time we see him, he's plugged into like the weird tube thing in his mouth, and that's what Joyce and Hopper
Yeah.
pull him out of. So I was actually surprised. I was like, oh, that lines up better than I had thought it did, because I thought Will had never. I don't know why. I thought he had just not been caught.
No, this is a well done retcon. They made sure it lined up in the timeline really well. And, like, Vecna was not created in season one, but they
Yes.
did a good enough job like justifying the way it works with this opening. And I think it was
Yeah.
actually smart of them to give this opening because it gives them like the illusion of, hey, even though we obviously didn't know, we were at least trying to make it work. And I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Go and let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
He's singing the song.
Hmm.
I like
Yeah,
how
this is
even
like one to one.
it is kind of cool how that's something like that's an element they've kept throughout the season. People using like songs to ground them to reality or the human world when they're dealing with all the spooky shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, yeah,
See,
Will
like,
Will grabbed the. I didn't realize that either. When he shot the Demogorgon, I was like, oh, Will had a gun in the Upside Down, and yeah, sure enough, he's literally loading it before he gets snatched from the shed.
yeah, he grabs it and disappears with it. It's really good.
Yeah, climbs up a
Like, bro,
tree.
he's moving. He's moving. Like, our Will was not doing this in season two. Come on.
I mean, he is running from a monster. I don't.
I know.
I will say it's funny how the Demogorgon like it does this a couple times where it'll like yell at somebody, the person will run away, and it won't like run after them. It'll like slowly chase them. I don't know. It's always kind of bugged me,
Mhm.
especially when the whole point is like the
I think
Demogorgon is after them.
I think it could be like a maybe you could explain like, oh, it's like a predator. It likes the thrill of the hunt, but I don't really know if Demogorgons are that sentient, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, thing is like maybe in season one that would have made sense, but like knowing what we know now, it's like they're just Vecna minions. So it's like I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, with the
It just
command,
seem
that's true.
yeah, where
That's
it's
true.
like they should be a bit smarter, and they're just I don't know. They do goofy stuff for
I
tension.
agree.
Long last, we can begin.
Okay, so this is a great scene to pause on, actually.
What's that?
I don't know. I said this is a great scene to pause on, because it highlights something that I really wished they went into more detail with. But have you seen the like analysis that Vecna and what he does to Will in the scene is like an allegory for sexual assault and like the way kids deal with that moving forward?
Oh, I've not seen that. That
So
okay.
I heard this, yeah, I heard this years ago. I heard this like probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it never really left my mind because I thought it was such a cool angle to view this scene and this character, and I think it's very much shown through like the way it like gags him and then this like weird shit is pumped into him against his will. Nope, against his will and its will. But it just I don't think that's what they were going for because I just don't think they gave it enough time or enough attention, and I wish they did because I thought that could have been a really cool thing to develop for many of the characters.
Yeah, there is a lot to say about Vecna and like the trauma he puts on Will and potentially like if Henry himself is a victim of like the Mind Flayer. I'm very curious. We'll get into a lot more of that as we go. But the Will like twist, the
Hmm.
payoff, does like it has a lot of implications that do make me wonder just how much of it was intentional because there are quite a few layers to it.
Okay, agreed.
But yeah.
You and I, we are going to do such beautiful things together. Such beautiful.
I do like the detail of like the one tear going down his eye. The idea that like Will is conscious of what's happening, even though it looks like he's like fully in a trance.
Agreed. I also like the way Vecna like caresses him.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy. It has such a good theme. God, I wish it had a
Yeah,
better better seasons tied to it.
for the story. Okay, so here's something to say, and this goes to the point of the show has just gone on for too long with the actors and actresses. Do you know how old Holly is supposed to be?
She's supposed to be like 10, 8.
She's supposed to be 7 years old.
What the hell?
Seven, dude. I found this out today. I couldn't believe it because this actress is so clearly not seven. Like
Yeah.
this is a 13-year-old, and I just sat there and I was just like, what? What 7? I mean, it doesn't break the story or anything. It's just worth noting about how crazy the ages of these characters are.
Yeah, that bugged me a lot, especially like when we get to the Mr. What's It house, just how like how brain dead so many of the kids are acting. Where it's like maybe if they looked the ages they were supposed to be, if they were all like Holly's age, it'd be a bit more believable, but they come off as so like psychotic.
Sorry, Mrs. Myers. Moves away.
I will say this already kind of threw me off when it's like we're hopping right to like slice of life stuff because all I had like really remembered from the end of season 4 was the ground splitting open, so I expected things to be very like
See,
dire when we got back here.
Yeah, season 4 ends with like, oh, the world is ending. Season 5 begins. It's just like, oh, we're having a jolly time. It's just like, what?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
it begins with like, oh, like rifts to hell opened up like all across town, and then season 4 is like we put band-aids over it, and like now it's
Yeah.
chill. Don't worry about it. I don't know.
It's tonal whiplash for sure.
Yeah.
It's not always done.
I liked this little scene when I first saw it. I have a feeling though that we're not really gonna get anything from it. We have this little moment where the house is like very clearly been kind of taken over by the guests, and it's kind of weighing on the dad, and naturally it's probably like hurting the already unstable marriage. But the dad, like, even up to episode 7, the dad is just kind of out of commission, and we haven't really addressed his relationship with the mom, or like like this is just kind of an issue that isn't really important going forward, so it's weird to like start with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna end the analysis here. This scene serves no purpose. Fundamentally, it serves no purpose.
It's just
Like,
annoying because like you pay attention to the opening of a show thinking like if it's a good show things will be important. And I was like, oh, it's kind of neat that he asks like for the bacon to be passed. It gets to him. There's not like none left for him. I assumed, I was like, surely that matters, and nope, doesn't mean anything.
nope.
Morning squawk, Mike. We're gonna miss it. Good morning, Hawkins. It's my 500th broadcast. But while Jimmy was fleeing Hawkins even faster than he moves his hand.
What do you think about this massive exposition dump that we're about to get?
I like the like premise. Like I think Robin having a radio show and it being like a front for her to maybe send messages to the crew, like while the military is monitoring them. Not a bad idea having like Steve be her backup. That's fun, that's cute. And then yeah, it starts with, all right guys, it's like my 500th broadcast. And then she mentions the like previous broadcaster Jimmy Lee, and then she very, very subtly transitions into while Jimmy was fleeing Hawkins, and then it turns into the exposition dump where it's her just, even after 2 years of this shit, she's like, I'm gonna tell everybody the shit that they already know, and that kind of bugged me.
I think it starts off as a very well done moment of exposition dumping because, like, for me at least, I think a successful exposition dump is hidden within the way a character would naturally act and speak in conversation. And I think, like you said, with Robin having a radio TV show, Robin the way she speaks and trying to speak through the TV show, like that makes a lot of sense to me. Where it gets problematic is it feels like after she gets halfway through her radio speech, she just starts summarizing the events of season 4 to like
Yeah.
remind the audience of what happened in season 4. And it's just like that just took me out a little bit. But as far as like exposition dumps go, I've seen better. I've definitely seen worse. Like
Yes,
it doesn't make
yeah.
me want to grind my teeth.
Yeah, there are parts like here we can actually go. I cranked it down to 1.5. We can go line by line. But before we even get to it, like I liked her saying, "Hey, don't sled on like the steel plates." I feel like that's like they could have just done that instead of saying like they put steel plates over the rift, by the way, and guys don't sled on them. You just say, "By the way, guys, stop sledding on the steel plates." And then you show the part where the kids are sledding on it, and the military shows up, they run them off, and then we see from the shot like, oh, that's what happened to the rifts. But yeah, little stuff like that where it's just it becomes very obvious what they're trying to do because they overdo it.
Yours truly was watching slack-jawed as the earth split open beneath her feet and coughed up that tsunami of mysterious dandruff.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, what town on earth can match our very impressive military to civilian ratio?
Like I like that. Like it's like just, a teenager complaining about the military occupying her place. Like that's a good way of just showing us what's going on.
And those free, mandatory medical checkups? I mean, very cool. Because after we inhaled those springtime snowflakes, I mean, who knows what's wrong with us? Maybe we're fine. Maybe not. No one really knows for sure.
Yeah, I also just was wondering how much would the military be willing to let her get away with like talking shit about them. That was also kind of going through my mind. But I don't think it's like bad yet.
Yeah. I don't think she doesn't really do anything egregious, I think. And they even make a point of that where she's like, I was telling people to comply, so they'd probably be like okay or even happy with that.
A phenomenon now covered up by a giant metal band-aid.
Yeah,
Quite the
like this is just
Yeah.
that is just like, okay, we are going to feed the audience what they need to know right now, and it comes off completely unnatural.
Yeah, everyone in Hawkins knows about the rift. Everyone knows about the steel plates. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This shot right here, you could have just had the sledding bit, and then you could have just panned up and shown us this, and we would have seen it. Even though, like, I
Agreed.
still think
Agreed.
The Band-Aid just in general is so stupid. I just can't believe that's where that went.
Please steer clear of the military access control zone, aka the MAC-Z.
And that's one where, like, that jumped out to me at first until I heard she was telling them to comply line, where I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's convenient, but it's also, yeah, it's literally, it's the thing she sneaks into her broadcast, basically, to let her broadcast still be a thing, which I like.
Yep, agreed.
And now, who is this lucky someone? Well, don't be so nosy, kid.
Honestly,
Okay, I'm gonna be super annoying for a second.
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna be
for
super
it.
annoying. Hold on. Considering the time when this is taking place, like this is '87, right? I'm not sure how like open and accepting people were about like being LGBTQ. I think it's a little crazy for assuming that it's not accepted for her to just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going out on a date tonight, guys." Because then if someone sees her out and she's clearly popular because she's running the radio show for the entire town, like if it's a big worry for her later on that people don't find out that
Yeah.
she's dating a woman, and then to publicly be like, "I'm going out on a date tonight." Like if someone just sees her with a woman later that night, they might be like, "Huh?" You know, like they might put two and two together, and that puts potentially her at risk. I think that's. I mean, it's not like a story defining decision, but that's definitely a little strange.
I do agree it's a bit risky, but I would say I'd probably disagree. I think it's probably something Robin would risk just because it's pretty much for the same reasons you just said. It's not something she could do publicly, but if you had like a public radio show, like, you'd want to shout out like your boyfriend or girlfriend every now and then, like just let them know like, hey, like you're awesome, like can't wait to take you on a date tonight, and her like hiding who it is in like a tongue-in-cheek way. I kind of like that. I like the idea that on the surface it's just, well, don't be nosy, but the truth is that she really can't tell almost anybody, and you get that look from Steve where it's like he knows. So I don't know, I appreciated it from that angle.
I guess that's fair.
Might as well being Greek. Can't always be there to solve your problems for these students.
I don't know about you, but Dustin's easily my favorite character in season 5 so far. He's just, I don't know, he's a lot of fun. I like that he's angry and pissed off at Eddie's death.
I've seen so many people not like Dustin this season and like just despise the trajectory that the character has gone on. I think he is head and shoulders above the rest of the cast in terms of development, just everything. Like the acting is phenomenal, the storytelling is great. Like the depiction of grief is so well done. And I like the fact that the character is so different from what we've gotten before, because like one of his best friends died in his arms. Like that will really mess you up. And I think him having such a reaction to Eddie's death kind of highlights the issue that we were talking about with the opening of this season. It's just like a slice of life and everyone's so jolly, and then Dustin is the only person who is like actually coming to terms with the reality of the situation and like what they've lost. And I get that is like kind of what they're going for, but I don't know, Dustin is just so justified in everything that he feels this entire season.
Yeah, no, I don't know, he's like isolated. His writing for some reason is just above everybody else's. And he drags Steve up with him, where like Steve on his own has been a pretty good character, but I've noticed throughout season 5, like I'm not loving like everything like Steve does or says, but I'm loving almost every interaction he has with Dustin. Like anytime they're in a room together, like it's fucking awesome. Even when they're fighting, like everything just flows so nicely.
Well, we'll cover this more later, but their scene in episode, it's either 6 or 7. It's magnificent.
Yeah.
I have so much to say about that scene.
The stairwell scene.
What'd I tell you about that shirt, freak? Andy asked you a question, freak. You deaf?
I will say the jocks in this show are so stereotypical. It just always tickles me.
Did you put together that these two guys are the same guys that jump the group in season 1?
Oh no, I did not. Are they?
You know the guy that pisses his pants?
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same two kids.
What the hell? That's insane.
So in my mind, whenever this guy pops up, I'm like, do you not remember the friend that they have that has telekinesis? Like,
Yeah.
do you just forget that?
That's crazy. Those kids were psycho
like,
too.
he
One of them
saw-
pulled a knife on it. He was about to make Mike jump off the cliff. Like he broke. Yeah, 11
like-
broke his arm and everything. You're right. I don't know why they're messing with
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Like,
That's crazy.
doesn't you just turn around and be like, I have a friend with superpowers. Like, what are you doing? You know? But I guess they don't remember season 1. It's okay. They don't matter.
That's so funny. They thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we brought these characters back from season 1? But hey, let's ignore what happened to them last time we saw them. Nice
Yeah,
job.
it's
Nice
funny.
job, season 5. I know we're watching at accelerated speed, but in real time, I want to say it kind of bugged me that Dustin was ready to throw a punch, but he like waited until the shirt was like halfway ripped, and then he was like, "All right, now I'm gonna fight." I feel like if someone has you against a locker and they're going for the shirt, he would have started swinging already. Just a nitpick.
I don't know. I didn't see a problem with it.
Okay.
Oh, well. It isn't a traitor.
Stop provoking them, man.
Oh, so this is my fault.
Sure. You know, it's more than just a t-shirt.
I can't just be like you guys and turn the other cheek while they spread their bullshit about Hellfire, about Eddie.
You know what you would care about is finding and killing Vecna.
Do you seriously think I don't care about that, Mike? We stand up for what's right, no matter the cost.
You're not listening to us.
Yeah,
No, you're not.
It's like Dustin is just echoing the rest of the seasons. He's like, I remember when this show was good. I'm gonna keep that spirit alive. And they're like, no, we're bad now. We're gonna be shitty. He's like, no, the writing was good once. I'm gonna keep it like that. It's so funny.
I don't, it seems kind of callous of them to be like, dude, like what are you doing? It's like he's just wearing a shirt. Like I get that he's pushing it and he's drawing attention or whatever, but like he's, I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I'd be annoyed at my friends too if they're like, bro, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm honoring my dead friend who, like, you three are some of the only people who actually know like the context behind. So yeah, I totally get why Dustin feels isolated.
Agreed.
Dustin. Unbelievable.
You're fast little shit, huh?
It's not her.
You're the goddamn burnout, sir.
Okay, this scene does not make any sense. This scene, like,
So well, what do we think a burnout
Are-
a burnout is?
at first I thought they were implying that when 11 goes out to train, they essentially get other people to run around so that there could be like multiple targets at once. Like that's what I thought they were originally trying to do. But did they just like chase and shoot a random girl?
So I have two thoughts. My initial thought is when they say burnout, it makes me think, okay, like it's a member of the like military that like doesn't want to be stationed there, or like they know about like the crazy bullshit and they want to tell somebody. And my second thought was, oh, like I think this might just be like a Hawkins citizen who wants to escape the quarantine, and this is just the military catching them basically.
But you see, no, like this is where I disagree because they edit it together with 11 running, right? So there's clearly some sort of parallel between 11 and this girl that's running. And then he goes, I want you to find her. So they're clearly chasing this girl, thinking that it's 11. And I'm wondering, why would they be thinking that? So to me, it's like either they chased a random girl running through the woods, thinking it was 11, nearly killed her, and then just or like tranquilized her, and they're just like, oh, not 11. Or I thought the more logical answer was that when 11 is going out in training, they have multiple people running around. That way, like, let's say there's 11 and then 4 others, and they have to pick one, and then it ups the chance that you can stay alive. But then I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, then they can just bring them back to the lab and like torture them to find out, who told them what to do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what explanation you give, this scene just doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, there's just no way. Like, that's crazy. There's no way it's what you're thinking it is. Because like, where would they get just the random supply of people to sacrifice themselves for 11?
I agree, but that's what I'm saying is why are they cutting it together with her running?
That's
and
just
then why does he say
that's just to
directly
fool.
after?
I think that's just to fool the audience. It's just to make us think 11 is being chased, so that we think we're watching an action scene for a second instead of a citizen getting chased by the military who for some reason thinks it's L. Because for me, the keyword is burnout.
Okay.
The burnout part, like that tells me like it's someone who doesn't want to be in like the quarantine anymore, and they like try to escape.
I guess that's fair. I think this scene threw me for a loop. I was like, what is going on?
If it is a citizen, like the implications are crazy. The idea that Hawkins has been cut off from like the rest of the United States and that people like can't go in or out. I don't know how. I don't know. It's kind of wild to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say that's funny. The idea that they're just sending randos out to pretend they're alive.
I guarantee you I'm not alone in that thought. Trust, the comments are going to have my back.
That's wild.
I could beat the time, reset it.
You're tired, you're gonna injure yourself.
Reset it.
Damn. I don't know. I have almost nothing to say about that scene. It's just Elle's determined. She wants
The
that
fit,
12:30.
the
We'll find
fit
out
is
later.
the fit is terrible.
It is terrible. I'm glad you agree.
The only interesting thing I thought about while watching is I kind of like the implication that Hopper wants to eat and watch Miami Vice with her because he's under the assumption that he might die one of these days to like suicide
Oh,
bomb kill Henry.
I
Henry.
didn't. Damn.
That's the only thing that I was like, are they trying to do something there? But I honestly, I don't know if I'd give them that much credit. I really don't know.
Maybe that's a. I will. It's very believable. I'd believe it for Hopper, even if they didn't think about it. But yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh, this is such bullshit.
Hey, how you doing?
You're gonna have to remind me. How does Murray have access to everything? Like he's like a Swiss
Yo,
Army knife
it's-
of resources, and I don't
It's-
remember how.
It's just this is one of those things that it's gonna go. You have to accept this for the plot. Like they need stuff. He's just gonna do it. It's just that's as far as the explanation goes. How like this is apparently a quarantine zone that shoots people on sight for trying to escape, and you're gonna tell me they don't check the entire truck? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they think
Like-
he's. What do they think he is? He's wearing a what?
Like
big
a food
bite?
delivery guy.
That's just.
I think
don't
it's a food delivery guy, but dude, like, this is a military organization that just shot a woman in the back for like going on a hike in the wrong area, and then this huge truck coming through. No. Yes.
I was is he smuggling anything like illegal or is he?
He has grenades in the back of
Okay,
this truck,
yeah,
dude.
okay. My
Grenades.
definitely not legal.
Austin Millbarge, ID 45289er. That's me.
Like, what is he saying?
Yeah, he just gives him a name and they let him. That is crazy. And there's nothing like. I don't remember what Murray is. What was he in like the previous seasons? How does he have like where does he get all his knowledge and shit?
He helped leak them information, and he's just some guy who just like was anti-government and stuff. Like he was just like a redditor. Like he just is a redditor, and he's just a mainstay.
Weird.
He's Swiss Army knife. He's such a good term. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Jonathan Byers. I'm working for monkey, dude. I got this, Byers. Don't sweat it.
I don't know about you, but I rolled my eyes when I was like, God damn it, we're still doing this shit. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy that we still have a love triangle going on.
I will say I like the way that spoilers for later, it ends with her assumingly not really picking either one of them. I think that's a good decision for a character.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's gone on for so long is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole like it's just not cute anymore. It's like, bruh, could you guys just
Again.
get over fix your shit, please?
Gotta remind everyone, the world almost ended at the end of season 4.
Yeah, and also it's been like what how many 500 days? So it's been at least a year and a half.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, and, which is just funny to think about too. Like we've had all this time, and like these characters have just kind of frozen in time, and then they're gonna unfreeze when season 5 starts, so they can start growing again. Okay, so this kind of threw me. Here, I'll let it play. So their radio transmission went down because this thing, and you'll see what Jonathan does to it. It doesn't like pop out of place. He like literally screws it. Is the implication that someone went up there and unscrewed it, like? Or that it just flopped out and we're not supposed to think about it?
Dude, this is again like a stronger story would have explained why this happened, and a weaker one just accepts that it does. And I think this is just a like, this happened, and there's really nothing else I can say. It just happened.
This feels like a weird like kind of way to almost introduce us to the radio tower as like an element of the season, because it's gonna be something we keep coming back to, which is just kind of funny to think about, that like we have an introduction for like a scene, like a place. It's just, I don't know, it just seems so unnecessary.
They needed this. They essentially wanted to introduce the radio tower and said, how can we introduce it, not asking how could it naturally occur. They're like, this is not natural. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Like they didn't even have it like they couldn't even be like, oh, rats flying rats chewed through the wires. They were like, oh, it's just something is unscrewed, let's screw it back in. And yet now that I think about it, it's probably just because the tower is going to be very, very important for the finale, just to show us like the height basically.
Never fails.
Santa's brought a full sack today.
I almost kind of like that from a
Dude.
symbolic angle, them racing up the tower, like their little like dick measuring contest, and when by the time they look down, Nancy is already gone. I kind of like that, like symbolically.
That's a good touch. I agree.
Grenade salad. I hid the grenades under the lettuce.
Gatorade for Elle's battery.
It's a good thing he hid them under the lettuce. That's why he got past the military. Seacon, they thought about it and they accounted for it. They hid it under the lettuce.
I gotta say, I unironically love the ad placement. Like, it always takes me out, but in the best way possible. Like, it's so funny. Like, oh, capitalism, here we go. That's so funny.
I like how it's Marty, the anti-institution guy. He's always smiling and being like, holding up brand name thing. Want some bugles, Joyce? She's like, the world is
so
ending.
true.
Peanut butter. Poppers.
God, I miss it. Thanks. I know you're allergic to jazz, but just give it a whirl. I think you'll find it quite engaging.
I guess that's a clever little bit of dialogue. I didn't realize what that meant at first when he said he would find it engaging.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't even notice that occurred. That's a cool scene.
Hey there, Jake.
I feel terrible for Jake knowing how this ends.
Yeah. I also I just want to say I love Dustin's hair that he's kind of modeling it after Eddie's. Really cool touch.
Yeah, I like that.
Tell me, who's lost his damn mind? Who's lost his damn mind?
I will say it doesn't, like, I get them not fully understanding, but I feel like at least someone should be like, no, he hasn't lost his mind. He's like mourning the loss of Eddie. Like, it feels a little weird how like the whole friend group just can't understand Dustin.
They come off a little insensitive at the start of the season with Dustin for sure.
Yeah, we're just audience members. Like, and I get that we saw Eddie's death, but I still feel like them knowing about it and being his lifelong friends, I feel like should be enough. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Especially with the way Steve reacts later on.
I was gonna say maybe the idea is that like Dustin just hasn't been able to move past it for like a year and a half, and like they're getting to the point where they can't handle it anymore. But I don't even know if I'd give them that credit. Like, when I watch most of this season, it just feels like everything kind of paused time, and then we hit play again when season 5 started.
Turn your day upside down.
All right, how do we
I
feel
love
about?
this. I love it so much.
Okay, you love it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna explain why. Okay, I wouldn't say I love it. Love's a strong word. I think like when Robin is established in season 3, her whole thing is that she decodes. Like she decodes this. Like the Russian government or the Russians that are under the mall are using this like fake language, and she's able to like decipher it using the mall. And her whole thing is that she's really intelligent when it comes to deciphering codes and like socially and stuff. And I think her being the one to call the crawls through a deciphered language is a really nice touch for the character.
Okay. From that angle, I would definitely agree. My biggest question with this, my two biggest questions are, is the like radio across town really necessary? Like, is this something they can't do with walkie-talkies? Because we see them use walkie-talkies for like their actual missions. It almost seems like an unnecessary added risk to be broadcasting it to everybody so that the military might pick up on it. And second, I didn't love the way she like repeated like the code elements of the code. I was like, you're making it a little too obvious. And I feel like if you've done a bunch of these, it's, I don't know, that's another just amplifying the risk by a lot. And it kind of makes the military look even more incompetent, where it's like these messages, which very much sound like coded messages, are getting past them consistently.
I think if you treat the military, and I think that they should have, like this was the United States military, yeah, they would have caught that shit in like half a second. But like, dude, the military in Hawkins, like these are essentially stormtroopers. Possibly even worse. They're not picking up shit.
Yeah. Oh, and that third complaint. These guys, like, the government is aware of them, right? They know that they know about the Breakfast Club at Hawkins. They know that this group of people have messed like with the Upside Down before. You'd think, I don't know, maybe you could tell me if I'm wrong, since you have a much better memory of like 2 to 4. Wouldn't the government like kind of be breathing down their necks? Wouldn't they be watching these guys specifically? Like, especially if like one of them started a broadcast, wouldn't they be like, we're gonna like listen to every single one and make sure you're not doing something goofy?
At bare minimum, definitely will, because it's essentially a known fact that something really like crazy happened in season 1 with him. I mean, the whole town knows, so they would definitely be keeping a close eye on them. I think whenever you're
And
watching a
Joyce
show like
and
this,
Hopper. Yeah, and Hopper. Yeah,
yeah, and Joyce.
Hopper got a talking to by the government at the end of season one. They're like, "You're gonna be quiet, right?"
Yeah, but yeah, but they don't know he's here. He's still like dead.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Um,
Okay, okay.
but I think you have to suspend your disbelief to an extent. And personally, I'm willing to suspend it enough for this to work. If someone can't, I won't fault them for that. But like my suspension of disbelief will end very soon. Like this is me at my most giving for the show.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I like on the surface, I like it being Robin. But yeah, I think logistically, it bugs me that it works.
She was born Diane in the north end of Detroit.
Barry 40, that's 40 with a G, signed for Motown in 1961. And one is the key number.
Yeah, I mean she's just given it away so easily.
Yeah.
And like I think it's fine. It works for what they're doing. A stronger show or stronger story would have done it better. That's just my overall conclusion about her giving the crawl information.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree, more or less.
There is a way bigger issue with the crawl coming up, and I will
Yes.
point it out.
Yeah, I have one very, very big issue with, I guess, the aftermath of the crawl that I'm excited to get to.
Says popcorn because this movie has a runtime of over 2 hours.
Yeah, so this is kind of where my complaint comes back. Couldn't she just say like something that tells them that there's going to be a crawl tonight, and then they could all meet up and discuss the crawl? Like, or better yet, even just the crawl
That's so
tonight and
true.
how long it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know.
You're so right. You're so right. She could just like give out. She could just say like one word and then give a time for everyone to meet at home base.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
pretty
just go.
much.
That's actually so funny.
We lose Hop, we're toast.
I got it.
Okay, that's the first time they say it, but they say if we lose Hop, we're toast. I just want everyone to take a mental note of that.
We don't stop until we're goddamn sure that wrinkled, noseless, rotting bastard is dead and gone and never coming back.
You'll have to help jog my memory, but I just expected things to be like kind of intense in the Upside Down, or even like having the Upside Down semi-invading like the real world. So the fact that it's like empty and like it's like a barren, completely barren wasteland, there's not even demogorgons to worry about down there, that really tripped me up.
I mean, I believe the explanation is that like they're in the like other wormhole, the other world, like Zone X, whatever the hell it's called. Just I guess gathering their strength. But I agree, it's just the whole season 4 ending with the apocalypse upon them, and then season 5 beginning, and it's chill, everything's cool. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I want to quickly defend this scene preemptively. A lot of people have been like calling Stranger Things corny, be like, "Oh, this line is so bad because it's corny." Dude, these are a bunch of kids who play D&D. It has always been a little corny, and I think that's part of the charm. I don't think what Dustin's about to say is like like there's some atrocious dialogue later in the season. This scene is not one of them, my opinion at least.
I want to see Vecna's heart on a platter. Just wish I could do it myself.
I think the line's fun.
Yeah, that didn't bug me at all.
Holly? Hi.
I just have to say, this is something that we're going to talk about a lot more in depth in the future. I really do like Holly's arc. I just needed it to not be in the final season. Like, there was just not enough time to do a whole nother brand new character with a long drawn out arc. Just not enough time. If this was like a season before the final season, could have worked. As of right now, eating up way too much screen time.
Yeah, honestly, even just the arc in and of itself didn't do a lot for me. Like when we get to the moment with her payoff with Max, I don't know. It didn't really tug at the heartstrings, and I pretty much drew the same conclusion. I was like, we could have done without. Like we don't have time for a lot of this. Like, I don't know. It's crazy how often this happens. Even like Arcane season 2 did it, or like at the start. There's a lot of waste when we should be kind of rushing to the finish line with the hole we put ourselves in.
Agreed.
In the ROTC.
I hate this character. This character, man, like, why are we throwing in another villain in the final season when we have so much to do? Like, this is just so stupid.
It's just
We already had the other guy.
it's just obligatory at this point.
Like,
they need a head of the military, basically, like the head of the military faction, and this is what we get.
But we have one. We have one. Like the guy at the start of this episode who's been hunting Eleven for like 2 seasons now. You know, he was hunting her all throughout season 4 and then all throughout like the start of the season. He's literally in the truck, be like, keep looking. Why do we need both him and her? Just promote bro and end it. Like
I don't remember. Does he show up again? I feel like we don't like see him almost ever again.
I think you're right. And again, it just like why? Like again, why? This is beyond me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't. It's just so weird.
Don't worry, it doesn't bite, but it does on occasion strangle. Sergeant.
Also, I like Chekhov's tentacle just being allowed to exist in that tank over there for unknown research purposes, so it can strangle Hop later.
Yep.
Please tell your commander that I am running into a wall here. People are
Like they're trying to make more 11s. Like that's what we find out later, and I don't like this. Literally, just seems like them trying to misdirect us. Like she's just playing with
We're gonna get to that.
the flesh monster. But yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
I need the girl.
The last run, what was my time?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I was distracted by Diana Ross.
I saved 4 seconds.
Highly doubt that.
No, it was very fast. 1 second on the collab, 1 with the log, 2 on the bus.
Great, you did that today. You can do it again tomorrow.
Chrome tonight, Hop. If I'm under 12:30, I can come with you. That is what you promised.
Yeah, I promised that. I promised it. But I didn't see it. So blame Diana.
You didn't think I could make the time, did you?
I think you can, but no, not today. I don't think you made that time.
Are you saying that I lie?
No, I'm saying you were mistaken.
I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you're on your 6th run. You're totally drained, and you just happen to break your 2nd record of the day right before a crawl. I don't think so.
I don't love knowing that Hopper is like literally gaslighting her here.
I don't, but he's doing a great job.
He is doing a
Like
great job.
he's getting
That's what makes
good
it even.
argument.
That's what makes it even grosser, though. It's like you're you're just spitballing. But yeah, I also
But he's trying to protect her. He's trying to protect her.
which that I do appreciate that angle. It's just funny to think that he's like, I don't know. I wish he had the decency to just be a bit less mouthy about it. When he's like, "No, I don't think so, kid." It's like, dude.
I disagree only because I like the aspect of Hopper's character that he is going to put her first and he does not care. Like he's willing to protect her at any cost, even her not liking him. Like that's been a through line for his character this entire time. So I appreciate that even in this moment he's willing to like lie and gaslight and manipulate her as long as that means like, when push comes to shove, she's gonna live. You know, like I really like that aspect of his character, and it's something I wish we got more of instead of him just getting sidelined.
Okay, I'd probably still disagree. Maybe it's just because I have the foggier memory of the seasons, but I remember something that really pissed me off in season 2 was Hopper like kind of being like a bit like just very like not gentle and very insensitive when dealing with 11. Like I remember like the moment where he's like banging on the door and saying like, "You want to go out into the real world? Grow up, grow the hell up." I felt like the better arc would have been he kind of grows past that. Like obviously he wants to protect her and he has all that like those scars from his own daughter. I just wish that after all those seasons of Hopper like continuously pissing me off with his parenting style, this is the season where I really wanted him to like get over his shit, and it feels like it's not. Yeah, we literally have one episode left and he's still not over his shit. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you could argue that angle, like he would never get over it. That's very human, but I did not find it very satisfying.
That's fair.
She's just trying to help.
Yeah, it would be great if Will could help, but he keeps that kid wrapped in bubble wrap.
I don't know what Hopper means when he says, "I wish like you would let Will help, but you keep him bubble wrapped," because we don't know Will's capable of anything yet, right?
I think that is an out of character line for him, and it's just the writers being like, we want to set up Will being limited by Joyce so he can overcome it later on. I just like I don't see Hopper ever saying that, especially since his whole thing in season 1, season 2, and season 3 is kids get behind me. Like I will literally die as long as you guys are okay. Like that's his whole thing. And for him to be like tight that Will isn't fighting, like come on, like just
Yeah, him literally saying like, "Oh, I wish you were risking your kid's life too, so that my kid would be in a bit less danger." Yeah, that feels very
like
very weird.
A much better line would have been like, you know, Joyce, why do you keep Will away from all this? Because you want to protect him. That's all I want to do. Like that would have been so much more in character.
That would have been appropriate.
But he's like pissed, like, how about your son die, huh? Like,
Yeah, how about you endanger your child, the one that doesn't have telekinetic powers, the one that already has been like tortured by this like evil entity.
Mm-hmm.
I want to prime, but I want to save until the very last minute. Okay.
Okay. But her time on that last run, did she make it?
With a second to spare.
With him grabbing those bombs, you can like get a whiff of what once was a great character. You can smell it a little bit.
Yeah, dude, he was so good in season 1. Just, I don't know. In my head, it's just this is a very different Hopper.
Agreed.
Oh my god. It's just a corn snake, dude. Guys, it's just a corn snake.
I was gonna say the locker bit. I wish Dustin had done something like that before his like we had his friends ridiculing him and then like saying like he's lost his mind. I feel like that would have been a better justification. Like Dustin literally going out of his way to like provoke people instead of just wearing a shirt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is this about your mystery friend again?
He says that there are monsters in Hawkins. They like sweet kids like me.
Monsters aren't real, Holly. Do you know who I turn to when I get scared? Like the brave. Holly the heroic.
Holly the heroic.
I was gonna wait a few more years, but she's a cleric.
Okay. So, this is something that I was thinking as I was watching, and it's just driving me crazy, okay? I understand that a lot of kids come up with imaginary friends, and, like, it's plausible that Holly would do that, right? But if I'm Mike, and I know that there is a guy whose like, whole thing is he can invade your mind without seeing him, he can invade your mind remotely, I would have been like, Holly, by any chance, does this Mr. What's-It, like, what's he look like? Like, I would be, like, I would just ask questions. And I
Yep.
feel like the fact that everyone has just been like, oh yeah, she just has this imaginary friend, it's so stupid, bro.
It's
like,
wild.
come on.
Yeah, Mike looks like such an idiot for this. And I think he does have a moment where he's like, oh, I should have realized. But he, like, it's such a quick moment. Like, Mike has gotten nothing this season for a lot of seasons, but, like, Mike has gotten so little to work with, even though, like, so much is happening to, like, all of his family members. He always has such, like, muted or, like, non-existent reactions. Like, he's not even picking up what's happening.
I don't know, maybe this is just my upbringing, but when I said I had an imaginary friend, that shit got squashed real fast when I was a kid. And I don't have, like, a mind-entering wizard killing people remotely. And,
Yeah, no, I think, like you said, just the fact that Mike, of all people, doesn't have, like, he doesn't ask a single, like, follow-up question when his sister is having, like, some kind of mental thing going on. I don't know. Again, maybe it would have worked if she was, like, I don't know, even if she was, like, much younger, I feel like that would have been even more of a red flag to Will. Like, oh, God, like, you're about the age that, sorry, to Mike, that you're about the age that, like, Will was when he got taken. I don't know. It's just insane that Mike doesn't think anything of it.
it's inexcusable. It's like character assassination. It's like at that level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a Coke or something, caffeinated, because it's gonna be a long night. You want one?
No.
Mentioning of the
Thanks.
Coke.
I do like how him playing the song is basically him wordlessly asking her to come back, him trying again for like probably the millionth time.
Yeah. I like that. Whoa, I like that as well.
Yeah.
Always, so I have to cancel our date tonight. Of course. But the good news is I made us a reservation. 8 p.m. tomorrow night at Enzo's.
Literally, the conversation I had with my girlfriend tonight when I said I was going to be recording instead of cuddling.
What do you have to do for recompense? All the laundry?
Dude, I literally did that already. All this stuff.
And you sleep on the couch.
Right.
Will taking after his brother Jonathan, just being a low-key creeper over here.
I forgot about that. That's so funny that you mentioned it. That's so funny.
Who's that? Shit.
And I do like that like kind of prompts them talking where you know, Will's in a spot where he's not like willing or able to come out to anybody. And then he kind of happens to cross paths with Rob. It is a bit lucky, but I do like that her becoming aware that he knows and like kind of double checking that he's not going to blab or anything leads to them kind of developing a deeper friendship.
I think their dynamic is one of the stronger aspects of this season overall.
Yeah, no, they have some good interactions. This shit.
Bro, just so sad.
Don't worry, Eddie.
I'm curious what he thought that was, if they've been putting fake blood on the grave consistently. Because it seems like he has to...
He probably thought it was spray paint.
There. Shouldn't be left alone like that. Hey there, freak. Long time no see. Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but the fucking, like, the pan around as they all close in around him in, like, a perfect circle. I don't know, they all say one line as the camera hits them. I don't know. The jocks in this show, in season 4 too, they just seem like they're too, like, cartoony for me.
It's ridiculous. They're nothing characters. It's just whatever. They're here to beat Dustin up so he doesn't show up for the crawl.
I love the camera hitting this guy and, like, we're out of things to say, so he says hiya.
Yeah.
I do like Dustin, like, getting a bit of a one-up on them with the lacquer thinner or whatever, and then he still gets, like, the shit kicked out of him. That felt pretty realistic.
Yeah, I like that he actually like puts up a fight and gives it his best shot, but still loses. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hellfire dies with you, Henderson. It dies tonight.
See, like, he's just said he's like gonna kill him. I don't know.
Like, bro, you're not gonna kill him over this. Chill.
I mean, if it's the same character from season 1, he literally was about to make. I don't know. Yeah, even in season 1, like some of these kids are like crazy.
But it's cartoonish.
Like, yeah, they're like a little too evil.
Interaction 1 of 3.
Weird how?
Just angry, scared, reckless, not himself.
So yeah, like that's when he says he wasn't acting himself today. Like Dustin, the implication should be Dustin's been acting like this the whole time. I think it's kind of weird that, I don't know, the show keeps doing that thing where it treats stuff like it's just been on pause, and now suddenly everything's changed.
Yeah.
Or everything stayed the same for all that time. Like there's no idea you get of like a bunch of stuff that's happened off screen that probably would have happened.
And this is why Dustin is the strongest character of this season. He's the only character that it feels like there has been a significant change in his arc, given the circumstances of the previous season. Everyone else is just like basically the same character, even though their lives have been forever altered and changed. He's the only one that feels like, guys, do we remember season 4?
Maybe it's just getting to us. You know, being stuck in here, not knowing where Vecna is, no end in sight. I mean, we're really starting to lose it. I mean, we really need to catch a break.
Who is we? You guys are fine. You are chilling. Everyone else is chilling except Dustin, like maybe Lucas because of Max. Mike, what instance of you being annoyed or like upset have you shown? Like you have to take a piss and like you have to wait at the door? Like what? Ugh.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, they have to throw that in there. Like he has to say like in 3 different ways, like we're having a bad time here, because it's really not obvious. Like I did not get that vibe. I feel like Dustin's the only one who's acknowledging like how shit everything is. I do like that they're like, I mean, they're gunning for Vecna, but him saying everyone's going crazy, it's like, oh well, if you know that like it's getting to him, I don't know, why are we talking about, oh, Dustin's lost his mind, if we're also acknowledging that like
it's the
really
easiest hard. The first lesson you learn when you're writing is show don't tell, right? And with Dustin they have shown, with everyone else they are telling, and that is the difference.
Yep.
Hey, lovebirds! Team's almost ready. Let's do this. Come on.
Oh, and yeah, here's the moment where it's like, why did we have the squawk telling everybody the secret code when we're all gonna meet up in person anyway?
Insane.
I helped Dustin set up the antenna. I know how to work it.
Out of the question. It's just a wheel.
It's not just a wheel.
You lose me out there. I'm not coming home. I can handle it. How is that fair?
You didn't answer my question.
I know. You didn't answer mine.
I mean, that was cute. Nothing really much to say though.
All I can say is Joyce has no character this season. Like she hasn't had for the last 3. That's about it.
She has a bit more than probably like Elle, but yeah, where I'd say like Joyce, Mike, and Elle are like, they get so little to do. It's just insane. Especially like those are like literally Joyce, Mike, and Elle, like some of the most important characters from season 1.
3 of the 4 main characters from season 1 like just get nothing to do. This goddamn tower, dude. This is like, how on earth are they not spotted? And better yet, how does the military not have like just locked down every building within a square mile of literally the most important landmark in the world at this point? I can't. This is so stupid.
That they should have like checked the buildings. That I could almost forgive. What's the worst sin for me is where Hopper is. Like there's just a tunnel that leads into this abandoned building that's in the military. I don't even know, how did they find that? Like did they dig the tunnel themselves? Like did the military not check this thoroughly enough to find the tunnel? Like he literally just has like an access point that leads him like into the base, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Again, this is another you just need to accept it and move on moment, but it takes me out of the story personally.
Yeah.
You get to choose so loud. Sniper's chew gum.
I think that's a funny line. I can't lie.
Real quick, I just want to take stock of like, this is like a crowded military base, and they drive through, and in a second, like, there's gonna be no one basically between Hopper and the trucks, except for literally one guy.
Hold. We got a straggler. Get the hell out of there. Come on.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they got away with that 30 fucking times. They said this is the 30th crawl.
They have cameras. Like this is the military, and cameras exist. How is the base not just covered in cameras that would pick up Hopper, even if none of the soldiers would? Like what?
It's gonna go the asphalt, but now you mentioned the ground.
What's going on, Hopper?
We're losing him. Wait, what? Stop!
Hopper's arm has just been crushed. His right femur has been broken. He has a concussion from the thick barrel he hit his head on. Yeah, I mean, he's chill though.
Yeah, he'll walk it off. He's okay.
They saw the soldiers. They know he's there. We don't know that.
It is funny to me that she says that with such certainty when it's just we immediately find out it's not the case. That's kind of a pattern in this season. People just jumping to conclusions and being like 100% confident in them.
Hold on. Pause. Why is she not in the tub tracking him? If it's so integral that they need to know where he is, she's just standing around in this room. He literally tells her, you can do it remotely, so why wouldn't she just be watching him?
That is so true. I didn't think of that.
What are we doing?
Yeah, worse yet, because he says, I missed it. I wanted to point it out when it happened, but we had the one line about if we lose Hopper, we're toast. And he says at one point, if you lose me out there, I'm not coming back. Which it's like, none of the characters push back. So there's this idea that we don't have a lot, like almost any control over like tracking people and getting them back from the upside down unless the military convoy does it. And then when we lose him, nobody gives a shit. And then we go from losing Hopper to, you know what happens, like we lose a lot more people and no one still gives a shit. Like this whole, all the tension we have from this season, from this scene where it's like we can't lose Hopper, it doesn't mean anything. Like we just forget about it.
Why isn't she in the tub? Why isn't she in the tub? Oh my god.
I forgot he got hit. Does that
Yep.
That doesn't do anything, does it? It's literally
Nope,
just
he just gets it. He just gets it stitched up later. I think by a dude. It's just a bullet. Calm down. Calm down.
so there's the bullet and there's like us losing him. It's just funny that these elements that we get the tension from are going to be literally forgotten about in an episode.
Oh, hey, bro.
He's fine. Are you gonna make another comment about how Hopper should be hurt by a car crash? You fool!
Dude, I literally like, I have no words. He's just dead. He's dead 3 times over in like 2 minutes.
No, he's wearing his plot Under Armour. Okay, he's good.
The plot Under Armour. The same thing Holly has. Not a scratch on him. Not a bump. Not a bruise. Nothing.
Sorry, I need to go back. What was his... He just, like, left the truck. Why does he run away from the truck again? Like, what's his plan here?
Drop, you copy.
I have no explanation. Just to go into the woods to, like, find the Demogorgon. I have no idea.
Choice. Anyone?
I guess to run away from the Demogorgon? Yeah.
Maybe? It's unclear. I don't know if we've ever seen that before, but seeing the Demogorgon, like, sprint on all fours is, like, pretty scary. And I kind of wish it always had that speed.
Yeah, this thing's intimidating this season.
Yeah. I mean, at first.
Holy grippers.
I was gonna say, before we get into it, like, it's just so funny in hindsight, knowing, like, I expected this season to pretty much end up how it ended up. But they did kind of trick me with this ending. They got me thinking. My faith in the show went up, and then at the start of the next episode, it came crashing back down.
It's they for half a second, like when she's stabbing the Demogorgon and it's just standing there, I was like, all right, bro, really? And then when it slashes her, I was like, oh my god, we'll get into it.
Yeah, like we're showing her drinking too. Like again, we keep calling back to like the unhappy marriage, and it's like I don't think we're going to have a good resolution for it in the last episode.
I also just like the fact that she's so relaxed when we know what's coming. It does a really good job in building suspense for this scene.
Yeah, we start like with the dad golfing. Yeah.
How does Karen not hear that?
I don't know. Oh, shit.
Wait, is that where it ends?
Oh my god, I remembered it being the end of the episode.
Oh man, so
That's
did
crazy.
I.
That's funny.
That makes this so much worse.
Oh my god. Damn.
How did we both get like Mandela affected by that?
I don't know. That's crazy.
No,
I'll say it is close. It's literally end of one episode, start of another. But yeah, the same thing
I can't
same thing
know.
still applies. Faith went up, crashed back down as soon as we got to the hospital. But yeah,
That's the problem.
that's the first episode.
Man, and this is one of the better episodes.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Hang on. We've been recording for an hour and 42 minutes.
And this is one of the better episodes. We're so cooked.
We're screwed. That was really fun though. I am still recording. Do we want to like give closing thoughts or like kind of a conclusion for this episode that we could stop the recording, maybe start a new one? I don't know. It's getting kind of late over
Man,
here.
this episode is like if you just completely turn your brain off, like you're not thinking at all. This episode is fine. But the second, okay, you made a really good point in your Mandalorian video that what separates a good story or like an okay story from a great one is the more you think about it, does it get better or worse? Like, do you get more enjoyment the like deeper you go down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
And this is just a blatant example of no. The second you start thinking about what's happening on screen, like, and it's simple stuff. Like, I'm not talking about like super nitpicky things, just like simple things. It just falls apart, and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. I will say for this one, it kind of has the same thing with like episode 7, where I feel like at the start of each act, basically, we have way less issues, and then they just keep stacking. Like I think it just keeps like piling up until we get to episode 4, and then it kind of repiles up, and then it repiles up again at episode 7, and it just like I feel like there were quite a few things that surprised me that we were able to like latch onto and praise. But yeah, for the most part, it's just every time you stop and think about it, everything to do with the military, the fact that like 3 of our main characters are doing literally fucking nothing, the fact that Dustin is being the best character and all of his friends like can't even relate to or understand him. It's just it's such a mess. It's such a fucking mess for like the final. And we waited extra years for this, you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to take extra time and like still kind of cyberpunk 2077 us where it's like, we'll delay it and it's still gonna come out shit.
It's brutal. It is. I mean, and again, these first 4 episodes are the better of the 2 acts by a mile.